Hey everyone, welcome back to the Dash. And today we're diving into something that feels less like a standard crypto update and more like one of those turning points we only recognize in hindsight. Because what's unfolding right now isn't just another partnership announcement or some PR-friendly integration on paper. This is one of those rare moments when two ecosystems with a decade of real development behind them suddenly align, and the outcome has the potential to completely reshape how crypto payments function in the real world. Dash, the privacy-focused, payment-first cryptocurrency that has been around since 2014 and has survived every wave, every winter, every meltdown that turned other projects into dust, is officially joining the Zebec ecosystem as the 19th blockchain integration. And the deeper you look, the more you realize how perfectly these two technologies fit together. Zebec isn't one of those experimental, maybe it'll work someday Web3 payment ideas. This team has already built actual infrastructure, and that's what makes this integration so powerful. It's not theoretical. It's not a promise. It's not a plan for Q4 of some year nobody will ever remember. It's happening now. Starting December 1st, literally in a week, Dash becomes instantly spendable through Zebec's silver and carbon cards, meaning anyone using these cards can load Dash onto them and then use that balance anywhere MasterCard is accepted. That's global reach. That's billions of merchants. That's the first time in years where crypto payments feel like something real instead of a dream the industry keeps chasing but never catches. And what makes this even better is that it requires no bridges, no swaps, no 15-step instructions, no move funds from chain A to chain B and pray nothing breaks. It's just load Dash, tap the card, and pay. This is the anti-hype, the opposite of the marketing-heavy nonsense we see in the space where projects talk endlessly about adoption while never giving users a practical way to actually use the coin they're shilling. Zebec and Dash aren't talking, they're shipping. And that's the difference between hype-driven momentum and real, infrastructural momentum. Like the video, share it with someone who needs the update, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives just like this. Now, to truly understand why this matters, we have to zoom in on what Dash actually brings to the table, because Dash's value isn't in its branding or its storyline. It's in its technology and its history. Dash began as a fork of Bitcoin back in 2014 under the name Darkcoin, but it quickly transformed into a purpose-built payment chain with three features that have made it stand out for an entire decade. InstantSend for near-instant transaction confirmations, Private Send for optional privacy mixing when users want anonymity, and one of the earliest decentralized governance systems in the crypto world powered by masternodes, long before DAOs became trendy. What's always been impressive about Dash is that it never tried to be everything. It didn't chase NFTs, it didn't jump into staking wars, it didn't attempt to become a smart contract chain. It focused relentlessly on payments. And because of that, Dash ended up being one of the most widely used real-world cryptocurrencies during economic crises like Venezuela's hyperinflation, where people adopted it out of necessity, not speculation. With a market cap sitting around $687 million, Dash isn't a theoretical token. It has a track record, a user base, and an economic history most coins could only dream of. So when Zebec taps Dash as its next integration, they're not just adding another chain to fill a checklist. They're linking their modern, global financial rails to a chain that has spent 10 years proving it can handle real-world demand. It's the perfect match. Zebec brings 2025 level payment rails. Dash brings 2014 to 2024 battle-tested currency tech, and the result is something crypto has been promising for over a decade, but has rarely delivered. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Crypto is risky, so invest responsibly and make your own decisions. And this is where things start getting really exciting because December 1st is just the beginning. That's the day this integration goes live, the day Dash officially becomes fully usable within the Zebec card ecosystem. On that day, any Zebec Silver or Carbon card holder will be able to load Dash directly onto the card, and thanks to Dash's InstantSend, We're talking seconds. Load it, and it's ready to use immediately. From there, you can tap your phone with Apple Pay or Google Pay, swipe your physical card, or spend online anywhere MasterCard works, which means the moment you upload Dash, you have a globally spendable balance without waiting, converting, bridging, or hoping the merchant happens to accept crypto. Your Dash stops being a number in a wallet and becomes something with real purchasing power. And then, next month, January 2026, the full Dash custom debit card drops, which takes this partnership from integration to complete ecosystem expansion. Load Dash, spend Dash, convert Dash to fiat on the fly if you want, or don't convert at all and just spend it directly as crypto. No more waiting for crypto adoption, no more someday promises, because someday isn't years away anymore. It's next week. And when infrastructure this complete goes live, it creates one of those rare moments in the market where a token that has been quietly building, in this case, ZBCN, suddenly gets recognized for the utility it has been supporting the whole time. And this is where the second half of the story begins, because while the Dash integration grabs the headlines, the part most people are sleeping on is the ripple effect it creates for the ecosystem powering all of this, especially ZBCN, which has been one of the quietest yet most consistently active utility tokens in the entire Web3 infrastructure landscape. The crazy thing is that while most crypto projects are busy tweeting and posting memes and promising some abstract future utility, ZBCN has been developing the rails, the settlement systems, the payroll architecture, and the card infrastructure that all of these chains eventually need if they ever want to be usable by normal people. And when you zoom out, you start seeing exactly why traders have been watching the price action so closely over the past few days. Not because they're expecting some quick hype pump, but because the market is finally starting to connect the dots between real-world functionality and the token that fuels it. Just in the past few days, ZBCN moved more than 30% off its lows, climbing from around 0.2 cents to the 1/3 cent range. And while those are small nominal numbers, the percentage strength matters, the volume matters, the timing matters. When a token starts showing momentum right before massive infrastructure goes live, you don't ignore that. You pay attention. What's even more interesting is how technical analysts have been reacting to this setup. One analyst on X, Moon God, put out a post saying he's 95% confident that ZBCN will close above the psychological 0.0003 resistance level on the 4-hour chart before the weekend is over. And yes, it's easy to dismiss things like that as just trader optimism, but when you line up the fundamentals, the Dash partnership going live in a matter of days, the card ecosystem expanding, the custom Dash card launching in January, the real-world settlement rails already in motion, that confidence doesn't look inflated. It looks calculated. The liquidity is climbing, the market structure is tightening, the narrative is gaining weight, and the fundamentals are aligning at exactly the right time. But the key thing here, the part you absolutely cannot lose sight of, is that this isn't about a speculative sprint or hopes of some miracle rally. This is about a token that has been powering real infrastructure finally stepping into the spotlight, because the world is about to start using the tech it fuels. When a crypto token has genuine utility tied to actual human activity, the market eventually responds. And right now we're watching the early stages of that recognition. But the Dash partnership has a second layer, the one nobody is talking about loudly yet. And it might be the most important part of this entire equation. Dash, normally a quiet, heads down, ship quietly kind of project, has started hinting publicly at something deeper than just card support. And the fact that Dash is hinting at anything is already unusual, which means something big is brewing beneath the surface. People in the community are speculating about what this could lead to cross-chain settlement rails between Dash and Zebec, a payment architecture where Dash becomes the optimized settlement layer powering payroll automation at scale, or even something bigger, like partial implementation of ISO 2022 formatting, the global banking standard used for cross-border payments. Now, imagine for a moment what that means. ISO 2022 is not some experimental protocol. It's the language that banks, governments, and large financial institutions use when they communicate with one another. If Dash and Zebec were to build compatibility with that messaging standard, you suddenly have a blockchain asset that could slot into large-scale enterprise environments, not just retail payments. And when you combine Dash's reliable payment architecture with Zebec's Solana-based rails that are already extremely fast, extremely efficient, and built for institutional-level throughput, you get the kind of hybrid payment system that's not just crypto doing crypto things, but crypto quietly becoming the backbone of real-world financial operations. And that's the key here. Zebec's rails are already built on Solana's infrastructure, which means they inherit all the speed, the low cost, the throughput, and the execution stability that Solana has proven at scale. When you take that foundation and inject Dash's decade of payment optimization straight into it, the potential expands from retail card usage into enterprise-level settlement systems. Suddenly, payroll infrastructure becomes faster, cheaper, more secure, and more global. Suddenly, cross-border transfers happen in seconds with full transparency. Suddenly, blockchain payments stop being a niche and start becoming a standard. That's the direction this partnership naturally points toward, and the fact that Dash is teasing larger plans is the clearest signal yet that this is only the beginning. Card payments are the first launchpad, but infrastructure-level adoption is the destination. We are now 7 days away from seeing real people spend Dash at real stores using real MasterCard-backed cards. That's not theoretical. That's not hype. That's not Twitter engagement farming. That's adoption in its purest form. December 1st marks a milestone where crypto transitions from discussion to implementation, where payment chains stop living only inside wallets and start functioning inside everyday life. And partnerships like this are rare because they require years of quiet building, years of refining the tech, years of solving problems that most projects don't even attempt. But here we are, standing at the edge of something that actually works.